Hello, welcome to another session of academic writing. Today we are going back to Unit 5, and in fact we are going to revise the Unit 5, which is about vocabulary and grammar for academic writing. First we are going to see revising words and sentences. Introduction. This unit, vocabulary and grammar for academic writing, helps you to understand the important points to remember while you are writing for academic purposes. So, this is definitely focusing on grammar and also vocabulary, which play a very important role in academic writing. And it is also focusing on academic words list, and you are supposed to get familiarized with this list because it is going to improve your vocabulary when it comes to writing. The chapter introduces you to the sentence structure, discourse markers and grammar of formal writing. So these are some of the main topics that we are going to see. So in short, you will be well equipped with all the details and information of formal writing. So this chapter is going to give you very vital information regarding your writing. First we are going to see revision. Here revision means editing actually. After drafting, we have to go through the writing and find out the drawbacks, the mistakes that we have made, and then revise the whole thing. That is actually meant by revision here. A written work creates a permanent impression about your quality of education. Therefore, you have to be careful about every single sentence you write for an academic purpose. So, your writing is going to actually give a right or wrong impression about you, depending on the way you write. So, we should take a lot of care about our writing. After writing, every formal written work needs revision and editing before its submission. So, this is a must. We have to go through the draft and then do the necessary editing and revising. Revision helps you to realize your mistakes, and while editing you can improve the words and sentences and remove unnecessary words and expressions to make the writing clear and effective. So here, while going through your draft, you are trying to improve your words, the vocabulary, and then the construction of sentences, and also remove unnecessary words and also expressions, so that your writing will become more clear and effective. So, in order to make your writings effective, you have to do the following steps. That is, ensure that your vocabulary is suitable for the purpose. So, the words that you select should be suitable for your writing, for that particular topic or subject. Avoid using colloquial language or slang expressions, non-standard diction and conversational style in your writing. So, we will be seeing all this in detail. What is meant by colloquial language, slang, all that. Next, diversify your sentences. Diversify means use different types of sentences like simple, compound, complex, and compound complex. All that we will see. Next, remove redundant expressions and avoid wordy sentences. Redundant means repetitive. Certain usages are actually unnecessary repetition. So we have to remove such kind of expressions. Then parallelism. What is parallelism? We will see. Then maintain the tense, where you need to use present tense or past tense or future. And then remove weak phrases and use strong verbs instead. So these are some of the things we have to see while editing, and we will be going in detail about all these steps. First we will be dealing with vocabulary. So in order to improve our writing, definitely we have to enrich our vocabulary. We should standardize our words. So in order to maintain the formal nature of your academic writing, you have to be careful about the words you choose for the text. Your text has to be precise and clear. Avoid unnecessary words and informal expressions. We have already seen all that. The text should communicate the idea properly to the readers. So the aim of your writing is definitely to communicate. So how well you communicate, that will depend on your selection of vocabulary. There are a few suggestions to improve the quality of your vocabulary. So some suggestions to improve the vocabulary. First one is familiarize yourself with the words listed in academic words list. So we have got an academic words list. It's an international list selected by experts in language. It will help you to pick the right words while you are writing. So once you are familiarizing yourself with AWL, then it will become easy for you to choose proper or suitable words. Next, avoid informal words and expressions. Informal means words that we use for everyday conversations, also spoken language. Then use discourse markers to link your ideas and signal transition. So discourse markers play a very vital role in our writing, and they are used for signaling transition or change. When you are changing from one idea to the next or from one paragraph to the next, here we need to use discourse markers. Then make your writings less wordy. Wordy means using too many words. So wherever possible, avoid wordiness. So these are some of the steps we need to take to improve our vocabulary or our writing. Now first we will see what is academic words list. The high frequency words in academic works in English language are referred to as academic words list. High frequency means used most. That means these words are mostly used in academic writing. The AWL includes a main list and a sub list. So there are two lists. Learning the words in the list will enable you to understand academic text as well. So once you are familiar with the AWL, then you will know the type of words you need to select. The important prerequisite to learn academic words list is the ability to use the most elementary words in English. So you should have the basic knowledge of English words. Only then you can get to this academic words list. The list includes words often used in different academic disciplines. You have to familiarize yourself with the words to make your writing more effective with the suitable vocabulary. So you should learn these words, the meanings and the usage of these words. Only then your academic writing will become easy. Averill Coxhead from Victoria University of Wellington, New Zealand, was among the earliest compilers of AWL. So this person was one of the earliest persons who compiled this list. After examining papers from different disciplines, she came up with 570 head words. So after going through maybe thousands of words from papers and different theses or research papers and all that, she came up with some 500 head words or main words. Now we have a list of words here. It is not all inclusive. We put just a sample only. Let's see these words which are used for academic writing. These are the standard words like analysis, approach, area, assessment, assume, authority, available, benefit, concept, consistent, context, contract, established, estimate, evidence, export, factors, formula, function, identity, indicate, interpret, involve, occur, policy, procedure, process, required, research, response, section, sector, significant, similar, definition, derived, distribution, economic, environment, labor, legal, legislation, major, method, source, specific, structure, theory, variables. So these are just a sample of AWL. Of course, you can go to the net and download the rest of the list. Now we will see which are the words and phrases we need to avoid. You need to check the suitability of your language while writing for different purposes and in different occasions. So you should be very careful in choosing the vocabulary or words. So according to the occasion or according to the topic you choose, you should select the words. You are not expected to use the words you make use of in everyday conversations in your academic writing. So the ordinary words that we use for spoken English and all that, we should not use. There are certain categories to be avoided in your writing. However, there is no strict ban for anything. So certain guidelines are given there. So it doesn't mean that these rules are very strict and all that. If the word or expression is suitable for the situation, you can go on with the same. So it depends on you whether to use that word or not. Nevertheless, be careful while using words and phrases used in expressing doubt. So these words expressing doubt should not be used because that shows that you are not sure about what you are writing. It lacks certainty. So such expressions are called qualifiers like appears, suggests, may, might, usually, probably, possibly, etc. These kind of words expressing doubt should be avoided. So you have to check these qualifiers if you are doubtful about the accuracy of your writings. Then words and phrases to be avoided. So we have got a long list of words to be avoided. So we start with contracted form. Short forms should not be used like can't, don't, won't and all that. We need to use the full form. Do not, will not, cannot, all that. Next, informal verbs or phrasal verbs. The words that we use every day for conversation like go on, put off, get, keep, start, give, show. This kind of words should not be used. Next, intensifiers, emphasis words, words and phrases indicating quantity. like a bit, a lot of, sort of, not enough, really, very. Next, informal transition words like so, anyways, but, also, well, all right. Then we have first and second personal pronouns like I and you. So we, your, me. These kind of words should not be used because they are first person and second persons. Next, run-on expressions like etc., so on and so forth, which shows continuity. So those expressions should not be used. Next, unsophisticated or simple expressions like bad, good, big, nice, cheap, right, wrong. So these words can be used for our daily conversation, but not for academic writing. Next, words indicating absolute quantities like all, every, most and all that. Or superlatives like the best, worst, most, always, never. Expressions found in letters like hi, cheers, love, best wishes, regards. So this kind of expressions should not be used. Like common abbreviations like ASAP, OK, TV, cell, that is cell in the sense mobile phone, cell phone, or net when it means internet, not in other sense. So these abbreviations should not be used. Next, slangs. It is not universal. These slangs are very local. Only a few group of few people will understand these words. So words like dude, cool, guy, cop, bucks, chap, lad, lass, loo, okay, bugger. These kind of words should not be used. Next, cliched expressions like last but not the least, time will tell, brave as a lion. These kind of words should not be used. They are overused. Like fit as a fiddle, waste of time, at the end of the day, to be honest. These kind of words, expressions should not be used. Then subjective expressions like beautiful, ugly, good, bad, of course, amazing. Why they are subjective? Because what is beautiful to a person may not be beautiful for another person. That's why it is very subjective. What is good for me may not be good for you. Next, vague and impolite words. Words which are not very clear. Like thing. When somebody says thing, you don't know what it is. It can mean anything. Or like stuff. Sort of, kind of, around, stupendous, splendid, awesome. Next, ethnic slurs or racist expressions to indicate a group of people like nigger, Yankee, Paki, the black, Madrasi. So these words are derogatory words which we should not use. Words associated with physical and mental disability. So words like handicapped, crippled, autistic, deaf and dumb, insane, mad, lame, lunatic, psycho, moron, stupid. This kind of words should not be used. Next, approximations. When you are not sure, you say approximately, nearly, almost, about, around, roughly, up to, sooner or later. So all these expressions lack clarity or accuracy. Next, texting language that we usually use in our mobiles to communicate, like ASAP, B4, TW, between, GR8. This kind of texting language should not be used. Next, redundant phrases. Redundant means repeating, like absolutely essential, each and every, actual facts, return back, advance warning, assembled together, reason why. These are all actually repetition. Next, excessive use of qualifiers like appears, seems, indicates, suggests, may, might, could, many, most, some, few, seldom, probably, unlikely, doubtful, etc. Then absolutes like will, is, are, was, were, all, every, none, no, never, certainly. Expressions showing personal judgment like I agree, I am convinced, I am sure that, I believe, I disagree, I dislike, I feel, I like, I think, it is my belief. This kind of expression not be used because they are subjective, not objective. Now we come to discourse markers. So what is a discourse? So discourse is a unit of language longer than a sentence. That means in order to have a discourse we need to have more than one sentence. It may be one paragraph or more than that, or a lengthy piece of writing. Discourse markers are those words or phrases which are used to connect one discourse to another. So they are actually linking words or transition words like anyway, right, okay, to begin with. So we use them to connect, organize and manage our writings or conversation. So discourse markers connect one discourse to another. They are also called sentence connectors, linking words, linking phrases and transition signals. They all mean the same. Some of the discourse markers are used in informal conversation like everyday, like spoken English, like actually, let me see, I think, I suppose, as I was saying, you know, etc. But there are formal discourse markers which we need to study, which can be used in our academic writing. Example like as a result, however, in other words, therefore, to begin with, etc. Now we are going to see more about the functions of discourse markers and how they are used. First, for sequencing ideas like firstly, secondly, finally, previously. These are the words used for sequencing or ordering your ideas. Next, balancing contrasting points like on the other hand, in contrast, yet, whereas, while. Next, introducing a new idea like what is more. Giving concessions or similar ideas like in spite of, although, however, nevertheless, similarly. Next, presenting a counter argument or opposing ideas like on the contrary. Then adding information like in addition, further, moreover, besides. Next, for persuading like to be honest, to tell the truth, by all means, etc. For structuring like first of all, in the end and all that. For generalizing like generally, overall, all in all, essentially. Changing of subject, by the way or incidentally. Giving example like for example, such as, to illustrate, for instance. Next, for clarifying or emphasizing points like definitely, certainly, surely, especially, in fact, never. For summarizing or concluding like in conclusion, to sum it up, finally and all that. So with that we have come to the end of this session. Till we meet for the next section where we continue with the same unit. Goodbye.